Financial Group and Arcadios do not share any common ownership.
The preceding was a paid program, and the views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of WJZ-FM, Odyssey, its sponsors, or affiliates.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into another edition of the Bruce Cunningham Show. Alongside me, my pal Femi Ayanbadejo, former Ravens Super Bowl champion. And Femi, first of all, welcome back. Glad to have you.
Bruce, good to be here.
And we have some big news for the folks.
Go ahead and drop it on them.
All right. 2 weeks from today, March the 7th, this show will change. It will become the Bruce and Femi Show. Femi's going to be with me every week. I'm really excited about it. Welcome aboard. We've known each other a long time. We work well together. I'm really excited.
I guess it's 26 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
We go back to 1999.
Wow.
Well, you know, it's funny. People don't remember. Some might. But, my first real break at the Fan when it was CBS Radio, when I was in grad school at Hopkins, actually even prior to that, I was still living in San Diego. I did a call-in every Monday and Friday on the Scott Garceau Show with Jeremy and Scott. Did that for a couple years. And then when I moved back, I was doing that. And, I've been freelance for a long time. I've done stuff with multiple outlets, streaming stuff, pods. So it's good to have a home.
The biggest credit you have, and I was going to scold you for this. You buried your biggest credit in that resume.
Which one's that?
Ravens Radio for 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did. Yeah, that's
number
fun.
one on the list, Femi.
Yeah, Jerry Sandusky and I had. I have a great vibe with Jerry, similar to what I have with you. And man, that was one of the most fun things I did, just being able to give insight, bite-sized input on just what I see between X's and O's and, how players are feeling throughout the course of a game. There's a lot of ebb and flow. So the psychology, the schematics, you know how much I love that stuff. Like the X's and O's is like kind of my bread and butter.
It's like when you did the high school games with us. You got one guy who describes and the other guy who explains. And when you did Ravens Radio, you're real good at that. I've told you about trying to beat it home on a Sunday or Monday night and listening to you guys at top edge, trying to get past M&T, because that's the way I went home, because I knew if the game ended, I had no chance of getting home. So you guys got me home several times.
I appreciate that. Anytime I get a compliment about that. And what's funny is, I'll be at Whole Foods. I'll be at Royal Farms.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron. Inside joke on that one, but I could be anywhere. And what's funny is I think people recognize my voice now more than they actually recognize my face, which is kind of an odd thing, because that's not how I envision myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? But hey, that's where we are. But I'll take all the compliments.
You know what? They do it to me, and I was on TV for 31 years around here, so just it's part of the plan. Anyway, we're really excited. That's 2 weeks from today, March 7th. As the Femi or Bruce and Femi show gets underway. All right, let's get back to the Ravens a little bit. Tyreek Hill was released this week. He's hurt. He's got some rehabbing to do and all that. He was one of the top guys in the league for a while. Is this somebody the Ravens might be interested in?
I mean, I think that nationally and for folks that are not paying close attention, they would think that's a shiny object we want to put in our little toy bag. I don't think anybody at Owings Mills is going to touch it, though. I mean, Tyreek is volatile off the field, right? He has off the field issues. He's north of 31, 32 now, coming off a severe knee injury where he tore ligaments and a knee dislocation. The salary is going to be $20 to $25 million. His skill set is similar to Zay Flowers' skill set. It just doesn't make sense to me. And we got bigger holes to fill, in my opinion. And if you're going to ask me about a receiver, you know who I'm going to take? I'm going to take Mike Evans.
Yeah.
6'4", Hall of Famer. And Tyreek might be a Hall of Famer, too. He probably is. But
with Evans, the price would be right, too.
It'd be probably $14 million.
There you go.
I think Tyreek's going to be a little bit more than that. So.
And the Ravens have a history of bringing in veteran receivers at the end of their career, with varying degrees of success. Like D-Hop last year, they never got on the same page.
Well, I think the biggest signing that they've done that kind of checks that box is, shout out to my homeboy and my former teammate, Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
Without him, you don't win a Super Bowl. No. Anquan and I played with Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald in Arizona at the same time. You know what I mean? And so...
They're quality people.
Yeah. Oh, man. Great guys. And to see two receivers like that go at it on a day-to-day basis, my goodness, that was some good times.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything else well when we were there, but we did that right.
They're still in the NFC East then, right? Or was that after they restructured?
No, it was NFC West, yeah.
Okay. But at NFC East, they had no chance year after year after year. I used to feel so sorry for them.
Yeah, the realignment was massive for the league, I think. It was needed. And I mean, I was having a nightmare of playing a Candlestick. Oh, my God. Talk talk about a terrible place to play a game. Because growing up in the Bay Area,
we went out there in '96 for a game, and Tom, Maddie, and I were walking. You walk down through the stands and then across the field to get to the buses. And Tom looked down and pointed, and he said, "Is that what I think it is?" And I said, "Are you kidding?" It was actual feces coming up out of the ground. It's a beautiful spot. I could see why somebody said this would be a great place for a stadium. But it was a horrible place for a stadium.
Now, the weather, the location, it's not good. And outside of that stadium, not good either. But I digress.
You know the famous Mark Twain line, the coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
Yeah, I do know that. Being from the Bay, people drop that on me quite a bit.
Yeah. As we go into the offseason, there's so many things they have to look at. The Ravens, I said the other day that the Ravens offensive line, without a center and two guards, looks like a 6-year-old boy smiling. The upper, there's nothing there. Are they going to be able to bring their center back?
My intuition tells me yes. The deal with Ronnie took up until like the last hour before free agency started. I see this similarly. I think the reason why I believe it'll work is Tyler wants to be here and they want him here. And I keep hearing this phrasing and this bucketing of Tyler being subpar. He was rated number 4 in PFF last year. Yes, he did have some issues on pass blocking, but we got to remember who the guards were next to him. I mean, this is a choreographed dance.
Yeah.
And when your dance partners have 2 left feet, what do you expect a man to do?
Yeah.
And so I just don't want to buy into that narrative. I don't want to feed into it. It's almost like people are hedging their bet by saying, hey, he didn't have his best year. Oh, yeah, he had a pretty good year still. And look at the alternatives for a moment. There is a universe, an alternate one, that I can actually make a case for why if he's gone, we're going to be okay still. I will give you that universe, Bruce, if you want me to. I'm not really ready to do it yet, but I've already played the chess pieces out and done the thought experiment.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Connor McGovern up in Buffalo who's a top 10 center who will cost you half the money, who you can get.
Yeah.
And he will be more than serviceable in $11 extra million. You can do a lot with $11 million. I'm telling you, not the universe I want to live in, but there is a scenario where it could work. And there are other teams that had to replace 3 and 4 linemen. One ended up in the Super Bowl. The other one ended up in the divisional round of the playoffs. So there's a world where we'll be okay.
We're talking about the Patriots
and the Bears.
Yes,
sir.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love what he's done in Seattle, and then adding, the Ravens defensive coordinator. Unfortunately, Mike McDonald snapped him up in a minute, and that told me the NFL still thinks he has a future.
Oh, Zach Orr is 32 years old. I mean, look, could you imagine if somebody judged you on your worst deliverable?
They do.
And they just said you're done. You know what I mean? Like where would we be? I mean, to be human is to err, and the good ones learn. Yeah. And they, I have this. I do a lot of keynote speaking and motivational speaking, and I have a rubric in these 5 traits of people that excel, and it's pretty simple actually. You survive whatever you're dealing with, and that could be big and small. You assess the situation. You learn from said situation, you deploy said knowledge, and you share your experience. Anyone that can do that can improve and work their way up any ladder. There's no glass ceiling for people like that. Zach Orr is the epitome of that experience. And I bet you if I asked him and we sat down, one way or another, he could tell me that that's how he kept improving. And everyone that's successful, whether they know it or not, that's how they've improved. They don't even know that they've done it that way. There is a recipe for this.
John really likes him.
Yeah.
And I think John felt bad when he had to retire. And didn't John get him a job with the Jaguars? Didn't he go down there and coach linebackers under Urban?
You know what? I can't. I'm not certain about that. So you jump on Zio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before he got the linebackers coaching job with the Ravens, he went down to Jacksonville. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure about that.
And then, that whole staff blew up. That was a horrible staff. And then John brought him back. I think John felt a little bit of pity for him.
Yeah.
Because he was his head coach when he had to retire. And people forget, Zach Orr was a hell of a player.
Oh, he was an all-pro. Wasn't he an all-pro that one year? He was undrafted, too.
He went to the Pro Bowl.
Okay, maybe he was a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
But he was undrafted. He's one of their many success stories. And that's a whole other show. We could talk about undrafted free agents.
Zach, look, book it. This is not hyperbolic. This is not me trying to kiss up to anybody. Zach Orr is an amazing human, and amazing humans usually find their way. And the minute you count them out, they rise like a phoenix. And before you know it, the narrative around Zach Orr's time as a coordinator in Baltimore is not a story of tragedy. It's a story of triumph and resilience. And I believe that he will be a coordinator again, and he will be a head coach one day. I was texting him the other day. We were texting back and forth. I said, dude, you're going to be a head coach one day. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen. And Zach he's so chill. He's always just like, thank you. And he doesn't say much. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit of an exchange, right? You know what I mean? So I believe in him. And I this is the one thing about Harbs. Think about all the guys that have come through the Harbs tree that have had some success at some level. You know what I mean? You can not like some of the in-game decision-making, the use of timeouts, the use of challenges, the lack of use of Derrick Henry. Look, we all know those things. But as far as grooming and raising men to be football players and good humans and coaches, Hall of Fame for sure.
I heard a line that said that John was the best coach in America until the game starts.
Yikes.
That's just fans being fans.
No, it's all good.
All right, coming up, we're going to hit the phones. You can talk to Femi. You can talk to me, 410-583-1057. Rich Dubroff talks some Orioles at the bottom of the hour. Stick around.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access.
The Fan, baby.
105.7 The Fan.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotaofbaltimore.com.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port-in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code BALT and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays, live betting, and more. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet. And keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up with bonus code BALT and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly. In partnership with MGM National Harbor.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Well, the times are good, bad, happy, sad. Why?
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show for the next 2 weeks. Then it morphs into Bruce and Femi. Femi's with us today. We're happy to have him. 410-583-1057. Let's go to those phones. Tony in Rosedale, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Congratulations, Femi.
Hey, I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you.
And co-host, too. You're sitting next to a legend in
Absolutely.
Baltimore.
Absolutely.
He's right up there with a guy with the Vince Bagley around these parts or whatever. Bruce Cunningham's a legend.
Well, thank you, Tony. But if I'm a legend, you got to start running with a faster crowd, okay?
You're a legend. I got a question for both of you guys.
Right, go ahead.
Who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Go, Bruce. Bruce will go first.
I'll go first.
Okay, Bruce, to you, I'm going to give you the Masson question.
All right.
Does this move with the Nationals benefit the Orioles, or it makes them a little less quality? Because there's only two markets like this in this country.
I know.
Baltimore, Washington, Oakland, and San Francisco. And as we've seen, Oakland's been swallowed up by San Francisco.
Yeah.
I just want to know how this move benefits the Orioles.
Well, I tell you, it cuts the revenue because their deal with the Nats was so one-sided. They got a lot of money out of that deal, you know? So, like half of their broadcast deal is cut away. So I guess you can still make it work. I know this. The announcers on these preseason games are sitting here in Baltimore. They're not even down in Florida. So that might tell you something, you know? But if you're asking me what the biggest ramification of it's going to be, I'm going to say the Orioles are going to take a big cut in revenue.
Oh, I was afraid of that because, like I said, we've all seen what happened out there in the Bay Area, Oakland, competing with San Francisco. We just can't hang.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, real quick, Tony, let me add a little something to this. The whole regional sports network thing around baseball is a massive problem. Like, baseball needs to absolutely go the route of the NFL with a brand new CBA and start sharing revenue across the board. The NFL cut equal size checks for 32 teams. They split $440 million across 32 teams with the CBA. And because there's a salary cap, the salary cap is going to come. It's going to happen. And if you want Tampa to spend the same amount of money as New York and not have New York and LA always have an advantage, players are going to get paid no matter what. And to be honest, the guys at the bottom will get paid more if the players get off this lily pad, this idea that a cap is going to somehow take money out of their pocket. It's completely silly. It is completely wrong. Because look at the NFL. It's thriving like no other, and everybody's getting paid. So sorry, I just had to jump in there because the whole regional sports thing is a massive problem.
Okay. My question.
Didn't expect that.
I mean, I hear you. I just wonder why more teams don't do like the Dodgers and do deferred payments. We'll talk about that in another show or whatever.
Gotcha. Yep.
I mean, they've set the trend. But my question to you is, Anthony Weaver has been hired as a defensive coordinator. Does this hurt him to take a job where he's not going to be the play caller? Because if this team succeeds defensively, the first thing that's going to come out of people's minds, it's because Jesse Minter is calling the plays. But if it doesn't succeed, they can say, well, Anthony Weaver's not doing a good job. How does this benefit him? We've seen what a situation like this has done for Eric Bieniemy. Why take a job if they're not going to let you do it fully and call the plays?
Good question. Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for the call.
I think Eric Bieniemy that's a whole different animal. So I don't think these are apples to apples. But I think what you have to remember is Declan Doyle did not call plays in Chicago. He came up with the game plan. He gave Ben Johnson all the insights that he needed. He did all the legwork. He did everything but call the plays. And look at where he's at now. He's probably going to be a head coach if the Ravens make a deep playoff run next year. The NFL has a short-term memory. And Anthony Weaver being on a top 5 defense that's successful with a team that makes a deep playoff run is all the credentials you'll need for him to get a head coaching job eventually. So I don't think it's an issue at all.
All right, let's go to Ed in Towson. Welcome in, Ed.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing good.
Hey, Ed.
Look, first of all, Bruce, I gotta bust your chops for a minute. Cause last night, but I'm gonna tell you, VCU.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that was I don't know why they fell apart with like 5 minutes left, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to Bruce tomorrow.
Biggest game of the season, Femi. St. Louis had like an 18-game winning streak. They got beat the other night. And VCU goes in a half game behind them in the conference standings. They go up by 14, and they end up losing by 16. That's a 30-point swing, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, Ed.
I know. But you know what? Here's the deal, Bruce. That A-10 game, it's a shame, March Madness is what it is.
Yeah.
It would be nice if there were like 2 tournaments, not an NIT, because St. Louis is going to go deep, and they're not deep, but they're going to get into the tournament. So is VCU.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that you don't have 2 tournaments, because I really would like to see that level of talent play. Play for a while.
Well,
that's
what the NIT used to be, but nobody wants to go there anymore,
I know. They just need 2. They need 2 because that was as competitive a game as you will see on any level, bottom line. Bottom line. But let me, real quick, Femi, people talk about Lindenbaum. What they must understand, and I've coached offensive line, and I've put guys in college and whatever, Baby Zeus, I coached him. Well, here's the deal. The center position is clearly, it's like the linebacker of offense. That is the most important position on the field. And if I had a checkbook, I would make sure I signed that guy, because at the end of the day, I knew Lindenbaum's history. And a lot of the guys that I've coached at the center position, they were wrestlers. And I even encourage kids that I coach to wrestle, because it's a grappling position. And if Lindenbaum doesn't have any help on the right side or on the left side, just like you said, Femi, most centers are designed to get help, because you're playing against a 360-pound nose guard who's hitting you on top of the head. So most of the time it's a double team. That kid has got the best leverage and the best balance of a lot of centers I've seen in life, and he's a jewel. We got to sign that kid. I don't care about wide receivers you can throw. You can find a wide receiver, but if you don't get a center, because Lamar knows. Lamar's like, okay, ask Lamar. Who does he want back? I guarantee you he says Tyler Lindenbaum, because he covers the A-gap. And I think that's a very important position. Now, you can get a lot of guys, but you got chemistry right there. Lindenbaum is calling out protections. He's doing a lot of things that Lamar also does. So I just think that I don't know how the logistics of the money goes, but I know offensive line, and that's a key position. You got to try and re-sign that kid. It'll be good.
Yeah, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
I'm sure you'll listen off air, but Ed, I've been making the point that I'd rather have 5 all-pro offensive linemen than 5 all-pro skill players. I say this all the time, and Lamar's already proven that with good, solid, smart players, he can get you a number 1 seed. He already did. He did it in 2019. In 2018, Lamar jumped in with Matt Skura at center. I don't even remember who was playing right guard. And this is 2018.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, because our Hall of Fame right guard, who's good, I'm forgetting. I'm blanking on.
Yanda.
Yeah, Marshall Yanda. Wow. Marshall was hurt.
Right.
But in 2019, Marshall Yanda came back. Mm-hmm. How good did Matt Skura look with Marshall Yanda on his right?
Better.
Now, don't get me wrong. When Lamar came in, that year, nobody was ready for that run game and all the things that he was able to do. But to make my point, and it's the same point that you're making, Ed, is that everything runs in the trenches. If you can dominate the trenches, you can put some average guys around that with Lamar and do pretty darn well. I'm not saying we want that, but if we had to, we can make that work.
You know who proves that every year? The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that's a good
always
point.
Stout up front.
Yeah.
Always. All right, coming up, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little baseball. Rich Dubroff, BaltimoreBaseball.com. Orioles had their first preseason game yesterday, won it. They're getting ready to play a second one in a few minutes. So Rich going to join us. Stick around.
This is the Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
You can sell your home as is, but the wrong cash offer will cost you. The Lee Tessier team with eXp Realty will buy it for fair market value. LeeTessier.com.
If you're selling your home, don't make it hard. Just call ETSSIR.
Problem gambling is on the rise in Maryland, and it's important you know the score. That higher rates of depression, divorce, and bankruptcy affect everyone in a gambler's life. That children and teens who gamble have higher risks for developing serious gambling problems as adults. Learn the risks. Get the facts. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7. or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org. Services are free and always confidential.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile for a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Here I go again.
Yes, sir.
Thinking with my heart.
Femi, my greatest wish around here, give me a 2-hour record show one night. I'll just come in and play the stuff I want, and I'll leave here just...
You would slay that.
I used to. That's what I did, but I just got tired of playing afternoon.
And remember, I need some Aretha and I need some Marvin Gaye. Okay,
She's
Aaron,
on
please.
it. She's on it. In fact, your education is going to go beyond them.
Oh, hey, I'm ready.
Here we go.
I'm here for it.
Joining us now, as he always does, from BaltimoreBaseball.com, Rich Dubroff, live from Sarasota. Rich, that was a pretty encouraging opener yesterday, and it was very good timing because they got some really bad news on Jordan Westberg, didn't they?
Yeah, right you are, Bruce. I think the big news of the day wasn't the Orioles win, but it was the news about Jordan Westberg, which actually wasn't as bad as some people feared. Some people thought perhaps he'd be undergoing Tommy John surgery, but instead they think they can treat it with a plasma-rich the plasma-rich platelet and some rest, and then rehab. So hopefully he'll be able to play, but he's certainly out until at least May 1st.
Hey, so real quickly, Pete Alonso, the polar bear. It's kind of good to see that investment pay off right away. Did you get a chance to watch the game yesterday?
He was there.
Oh, you were there. You're there. You're down in spring training. Okay, excellent. What was the vibe like? Well, how did it feel?
The park felt really alive, mostly because there were a lot of Yankees fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a sellout, and the weather was nice, and people were into it. It was probably equally divided, Orioles and Yankees fans. And game was nice. The game was nice and crisp, well pitched by the Orioles. The Yankees really didn't send a lot of their A-list players,
right?
But they did have a few. But it was a fun day.
I tell you who stood out to me for two reasons. One, he's from my hometown, and I know his mom. But Trey Gibson looked great yesterday. Does he got a chance here?
It's funny. We were just talking to him within the last hour, and he's a nice young man, and he he was their organization's named the top organizational minor league pitcher last year.
Right.
So they think he does. He's not going to start out the season with the Orioles. Maybe later in the year, if they need him, he'll come on. But he certainly did look good, and they are high on him. They have a couple of pitching prospects that they're high on. Him, Levi Wells, and Nestor Herman, all of whom will start the season at Norfolk. But they're all considered some good prospects. So hopefully for the Orioles, they'll have some home developed pitching for once.
It's been a while, hadn't it? It's been a while. The protein rich platelet didn't G-Rod get that? Isn't that one of the things he had to do? Somebody on the Orioles had gotten one of those. Who's that?
Kyle Bradish had it.
Right.
And it staved off Tommy John surgery for a bit. He had it, I think, in February in 2024, and then by June he had to undergo the surgery. But they're thinking that this is not, this isn't maybe as bad. It's been there. The pain apparently in the elbow has been there, but it's gotten worse. And they had him out to see Dr. Neil Elatrosh in Los Angeles, and he agreed with the Orioles doctors that they could treat it without surgery.
Yeah. No, I was going to ask you. I was going to ask about Zach Gallen. Actually, I saw that he ended up going back to Arizona. I'm a big National League West fan. I'm a big Giants fan. Grew up in the Bay Area, so obviously he's off the board now. Is there even a chance that the O's would bring in? Is there anyone available from a starting pitcher perspective? Are they still looking? Is that still a possibility, or do you think all those boxes are checked now?
I think all the boxes are checked unless there would be an injury. But interestingly, Sammy, there are two really good starting pitchers who are left out there. And I don't know why they're not signed. One of them is Zach Littell, and one of them is Lucas Giolito, who pitched for the Red Sox last year. And it was just interesting. I think Zach Gallen was kicking himself near the end for not taking that qualifying offer, and they ended up giving him the same money he would have gotten with a qualifying offer, except a chunk of it was deferred. So
yeah,
that was kind of a miscalculation there.
Well, what's interesting about Zach is that I feel like his ceiling is high and his floor is low. So the big deal to me seemed a bit elusive from my perspective. I mean, what did you think his market value was?
Well, everybody else thought his market value was kind of high, but I think with the qualifying offer, that seemed to be a drag because on his market, because teams would have had to lose a draft choice to sign him. And I don't know that, they felt that the risk really was worth it, because his 2025 wasn't great. But he's certainly an acceptable, big league starter, maybe a number 3. But I didn't hear that much talk about him with the Orioles. There was some, but I didn't think it was, he was at the top of their list.
Getting back to yesterday, we shouldn't expect for today's game against the Pirates for the pitching to be as dominant. You're going to see some regulars in the Pirate lineup today, but as a whole, that Orioles staff performed beautifully yesterday, especially the starter, and that had to be just a really nice thing for the Oriole manager and general manager to see. He was great yesterday, Rogers. Very smooth, throwing strikes. He looked exactly the way you want to see him, didn't he?
Right, you are, Bruce. I think that Rogers pitched really well. It's funny, if he didn't pitch well, they'd say, well, it's spring training, he's just working on stuff. So it's sort of a no lose for starting pitchers in spring training. The records don't count, but it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them pitch well. And a couple of guys you're not going to see for a little bit in game action are Shane Baz and Zach Eflin, and they both threw on the backfield today.
Okay.
So they won't be in game action. Kyle Bradish is going to start tomorrow against Detroit and Lakeland against Jack Flaherty, and Kate Povich is going to start Monday here against Atlanta.
Who's going today?
Today, Dean Kramer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see Dean Kramer. You'll also see Tyler Wells. So that'll be, that'll be good. They'll both hopefully get a couple of innings, and then some of the other relievers should get work in here. Cano, Yermo Geraldo, and a few of the others, perhaps.
Now, Femi, just to take a knee for a second, because Rich and I got to talk about old guy stuff here.
Get it.
All right, Rich. I woke up this morning to learn of the death of Bill Mazeroski.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring this up to ask you a specific question. Is that the most dramatic home run in baseball history?
Sure. I mean, actually, no. The second most.
What would the most be?
Bobby Thompson's home run to beat the. Because I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because they were trailing.
Yeah.
It was a 2-1 game. They were trailing, and he hit a 3-run home run.
Okay.
To win the pennant. This
won the World Series.
This won the World Series, but it was a tie game.
Yeah.
So I would say that one was, but we're splitting hairs there. It was a great home run. I was 4 years old. I don't remember it, but a few years later, Bill Mazeroski, as a young fan in New York, gave me one of my first autographs.
How about that?
And I was just I was delighted that everybody said he was a very nice man, and he, I walked up to him and he happily signed my program. I wish I still had it.
Did he have that big wad of tobacco in his cheek when he signed it?
I don't remember. I don't know that. I don't remember. I mean,
I know.
Bruce. It's only been 61 years.
Yeah. Well, you're older than me, so I remember even less than you. Femi, I noticed that football players never took up that tobacco thing. I guess the mouthpiece gets.
Well, you know what's funny? More guys dipped back in the day than you would probably think, and really? I made the mistake once and never did it again. So yeah,
if you make a mistake with that,
it was not fun. I'll save the gory details.
You pay. So, have you seen the Pirate lineup today, Rich?
Yes, Ryan O'Hearn is here.
He is here?
Ryan O'Hearn is here. So yes, he's playing. So that'll be good. O'Neal Cruz is here. So it'll be fun. There'll be some regulars for the Pirates.
I was glad to see Ryan O'Neal get that deal. It's not a mega deal, but it's respectable money. He's earned it, and he kind of was in a bad situation, and here came the Pirates who could really use him. It looked like that worked out all the way around.
Well, when you think of it, 3 years ago he was here on a non-roster deal.
Right.
He actually didn't make the team out of spring training in 23. It took him a few weeks, and then he started proving what an important part of the Oriole lineup he could be. And then he gets a 2-year, $26 million contract. He just had a little baby girl a few weeks ago, so good for him. Good few months for Ryan O'Hearn, who's a very good guy.
Hey, quick question for you, Rich. I'm an Adley Rutschman fan, and I just feel like there's been a bit of regression, obviously, and I know I've heard a lot of people talking about it. How's he looked? What's the prognosis with him? What would be a good year for 2026? And just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, his defense has not regressed. He had a really strong defensive year last year. His offense, of course, has regressed. If the Orioles want to be contenders this year, and especially without Jordan Westburg to start the year and Jackson Holliday not starting the year, they're going to need a strong year from Adley Rutschman. If Adley Rutschman doesn't give them a strong year, then I don't think that this team is going to be a serious contender. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to necessarily put numbers on it, but, if he gets closer to what he did his first 2.5 years in the big leagues, then they would be absolutely thrilled.
Rich, enjoy the game today. I'm sure it's a beautiful day. We're getting more snow tomorrow. You probably heard that, so we're all just bummed as hell up here.
Yeah, I know, and it's my wife's birthday, and she's not happy spending it in the snow. So,
well, happy birthday. I'll pass it along to her from all of us.
Yeah, but she'll be down. She'll be down here by the time we talk again next week.
Outstanding. So you'll be a lot happier, that's for sure. Rich, thanks for your time. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, Rich.
Okay, my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
There he goes. Femi, covering spring training.
Spring training
is the greatest hustle there is.
Man, I used to go to Giants games in Arizona. Oh, hey, it's a vibe too. It's a scene. Now people don't realize what happens off the field in the downtime.
Well, yeah. Well, we would go down. We'd go down for 3 or 4 days at a time to cover. Get stories. They're still doing it, and it's just we would fight each other to see who was going to go. Throwing elbows and stuff. But man, that was a good time. Coming up. Femi sent me an email yesterday with all kinds of thoughts on the NFL. We're going to take a deep dive into that sucker when we come back. Stick around.
The Fan. When you're away from your car, listen on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps. Search 105.7 The Fan.
Tug of war. Pigeon racing. Cannon shooting. They may not be Olympic events anymore, but the Maryland Lottery Keno Team USA Second Chance promotion is. Enter Keno tickets into My Lottery Rewards by February 22nd for a chance to win a trip to the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles or a Team USA merchandise pack. No croquet or kite flying required. Please play responsibly.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread being stuck in an elevator with a total stranger.
Hey.
Who's an oversharer.
Oh, bean burrito for lunch.
Then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, it's Ken Weinman. Want to know why betting the winter games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts to finding your angle on the events you care about most. FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The winter games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel different from the opening face-off, and so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. Please play responsibly. For help, visit them at mdgamblinghelp.org or give them a call at 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, that phone number is 1-800-GAMBLER.
For great food, great drinks, and a great time, Cross Street Market is Baltimore's spot in Federal Hill with stalls like Pizza to Joey, Theo's Rolls and Bowls, Dashi Ramen, and the Red Hot Jollof Bowl, along with Watershed Restaurant. It's the perfect place to meet up for a bite or drink. Just say the words, I'll see you at the market.
Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 free from Window Nation. Plus, you could get no payments or interest for 2 years. Don't miss out. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free from Window Nation. Plus, no payments or interest for 2 years. Schedule your quote right now at windownation.com.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Aaron, you're taking me back to middle school. And I'm 13 years old rubbing bellies. You know what I mean? That's don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Femi, real quick before we go to that, Joe in Woodbury wants to jump on. Joe, what's up?
I told her you would like that song, Bruce. Hey, I think Bradley Bozeman was the other guard in 2019.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Because I was talking to Vinny and them, and I said, as far as our center, he didn't look so good this year, and is that due to because we had the guards were so bad?
Absolutely.
Now, now, him being signed, we only know one side of the story. It's our side. We don't know what he was offered. We don't know what he wants to take. But what I'm saying is he is someone that we do need. So, and I'm like this. As far as contracts concerned, as far as players, I don't need to know what another player is. Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
What's your contract? How much did you sign for, Bruce?
I got $1 million contract, but it runs 100 years.
See what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So,
hey, Joe, thanks for the call. We want to get right into this on Linderbaum. He mentioned the offensive line and Linderbaum and all that. You're making a case that there is a way they can keep him.
Yeah, no, they can definitely keep him, and I just want to make sure that we're rooted in reality, right? I know sometimes our eyes lie to us, and I think everyone has agreed that the guards on both sides of him did not help him. Like I think we all recognize that, but I don't want to diminish who he is and his success at center and how he's played. He was the number 4 rated center in PFF. Now, whatever you think about PFF, it's the same grading for everybody. So it's context. It's fair across the board. And with that being said, you just don't pick these guys off trees. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So people keep saying he kind of had a down year, and everyone remembers the penalty in the Pittsburgh game, and I get it. Lamar had his biggest run of the season. It was called back. Look, that's an emotional response that we all have, and whether we remember it or not, it's painful to think about. Yep. But we're here now. We all want him back. And the number one way we get him back is by Lamar, getting an extension on his deal, right? So that clears $32.5 million of cap space. Some other things that we could do, and once again, this is me playing GM. This is not what I'm saying I want to do. What I'm saying is we can clear up to about $70 million in cap space if we make a couple of small moves. $70 million. The first is Lamar restructure. That clears about $32.5 million. Right. The other option is a Humphrey pay cut or an outright release. Let's just use $8 million for that.
Okay.
Justice Hill, I like a lot, but I can understand with the rise of Keaton Mitchell and probably
he's become a luxury.
Look, he had a down year last year. He had a neck injury. I love Justice Hill. I think he's come so far.
Oh, we've seen what he can
I was
do.
a big critic of his because I was a running back. And the pass protection and some of the little things, the fumbling on the exchange with the zone read, I had issues with that. But he overcame them, and I became one of his biggest fans. Once again, this is Femi playing GM. Not what I want to do, but what I think could happen. You cut Hill, you save another $4 million. Broderick Washington, in my opinion, probably has to go. That's another $4 million. And you're going to cut Cooper Rush. That's another $500,000. So now we're talking about $75 million now in cap space. Linderbaum, 4 years, $80 million. He's paid more than Creed Humphrey, but guess what? Someone else is going to get paid more than him over the course of the next 4 years.
You're going to
he'll be the highest paid guy for now.
Temporarily reset the market.
And this is the universe I want to live in. I don't want to live in a universe where Tyler Linderbaum is not our center, but I can make the case that if we're not able to sign him, there are options and there are ways to deploy some of that money that you're going to save on other players and other areas that will just fortify who we are as an organization going forward with Minter. You want Minter to have success. I think Eric is going to take swings and do things he might not normally do because they want to support this decision. He's a rookie head coach. They're going to do things a little bit more aggressively this year.
That's what I was going to ask you about next. Eric DaCosta is going to play a major role in what happens moving forward. Look, they've introduced you to all the coaches. They've all smiled and talked to the cameras and everything, but EDC is pretty much going to have to go to work now. He's flying the plane until training camp, until minicamp.
Yeah, I think that this isn't John Harbaugh, right? Harbs has a way of having influence in the draft, and I think that I'm gonna assume that Jesse is self-aware. He's also group-aware. He understands that his roles in the past were probably really specific around the defense, around guys that he saw as pieces that would help him create a Chargers defense that was top 10, which he did, top 5 in some areas. But now he's got a draft for a whole team, right? He's got dollars to think about. Assets and resources. How do you deploy those, and how do you build a team that's sustainable and not burn you down the road by deploying or restructuring or paying guys or not cutting guys that you probably need to cut? It's a new era, so there's some risk taking that should be taken. I'm here for it. I'm really excited about it, to be honest. I've been texting you stuff throughout the week. Obviously, I'm sitting here giddy like I get to be GM for a day. Let's go.
Well, I don't understand why people are down on him. If you look at his draft history specifically, he got Zay and Hamilton in back-to-back years at number 1. That's not just by accident. His last two, the jury's still out a little bit. I wasn't really thrilled with Wiggins last year. I think Wiggins can improve, and the rookie safety, I think he can improve too, Starks. But for the most part, Eric knows what he's doing on draft day, and he knows what he's doing in free agency.
Yeah, I think Wiggins is going to be a top 5 corner when it's all said and done. I do. And I think schematically and philosophically, the way that they played corner last year didn't put them in the best position sometimes, playing off and outside the receiver, giving free access to the middle of the field. That's just not the way you really want to play corner, in my opinion, but that's what they deployed last year. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything. I don't know all the schematics, but I know what I saw. I didn't like the way they started from the snap. That's the first thing, right? In regard to Malachi, he wasn't supposed to play this much, right? But he's a first-round pick. Right. And for me, oh man, Bruce, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's the first series. I believe it's the first series. Somebody can call and let me know if it's not, but I'm pretty sure it was the first series, first game against the Bills. Malachi has a chance to get a pick. He had been talking about it all offseason that who's the number 1 guy you want to get a pick on? It's Josh Allen. Well, you had a chance. You had a chance to pick him and you dropped it. You know what I mean? And for me, look, he's going to be great. Yeah. And I think he played well. But looking back on it, it kind of set a tone for the whole season. That game set a tone for the whole season. And look, I don't want to tear at anyone's heartstrings or emotional. I want to be respectful of our emotional states. We won't go back there, but I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what Coach Minter is going to do. And I've watched a lot of Chargers tape, and the way that they play coverage, the way that they play zone coverage, the way that they play zone matchup coverage, the way they disguise things, everybody should be excited.
They were very effective. They were Chargers.
It's going to be fun.
And one other thing, since you were on the Super Bowl team in 2000, I'm still having to try my hardest not to refer to him as Dwayne Starks. He's a guy who just disappeared. He's a guy you never hear about anymore.
Yeah, so he's working for the NFLPA right now.
Good for him.
So I get to talk to him quite a bit. Okay. Kyle Richardson is
I see him a lot.
Yeah, he's the president of the Baltimore NFL alumni. Yeah. I'm the vice president of the NFL. Yeah, I'm of the NFL Alumni Association. We hang out quite a bit. In Owings Mills, we've sat down. Sashi's been great with us. He's paid for a lot of things for former players. Like there's a lot of things people don't know that happen in the background. The Ravens are one of the best in regard to just keeping. We have the whole Ravens Legends community, from appearances coaches, to helping support stuff around kids and former players, injuries, knee replacements, hip replacements, cognitive and mental health issues, familial support, with spouses and different things like that. Like, people don't realize, and maybe to some degree they do. It's not all bad, but the NFL and teams of former players are actually a lot more supportive than people know. But that's not a shiny thing that people want to talk about. They'd rather be negative. So anyway, I digress.
Well, they gave you a nice jacket. I can tell you that.
I haven't worn it yet, but I'm going to wear it for you one of these days.
Coming up, hour number 2, we're going to get more deeply into all of these issues. We'll also take your calls at 410-583-1057. Stick around. One more hour to go.
We're talking baseball on The Fan with Ryan Ripken, the Hot Stove League, where you'll stay connected to the start of the Orioles 2026 season. Pitchers and catchers, position players, along with the rumors, trades, and signings you need to know. Sponsored by Greenmount Loan and Jewelry. Weeknights at 6 with your host, Ryan Ripken, and streaming live on The Fan's YouTube channel.
You've probably driven past it 100 times. That's Dar Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showrooms stacked with new and used cars, plus full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or DarCarsToyotaBaltimore.com.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Treat yourself and taste the Baltimore tradition that is the legendary Costas Inn. For over 55 years, the Costas Inn's been a Baltimore original, dishing out their legendary, fat, delicious, award-winning crab cakes. And if you haven't visited the newest location that Costas has to offer at the Fairgrounds in Timonium, it's on the second floor of the grandstand. Now's the time. Enjoy your favorites from the original Costas Inn, plus tons of TVs with live sports and a new draft system that'll hold 12 beers on tap. Check out either Costas Inn today, and when you do, be sure to tell them that Jeremy Kahn sent you.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Show. Femi, last hour wanted to hear some Aretha. So Aaron's not going to half step. Aaron's going straight for the big hit, you know?
I appreciate you, Aaron. Thank you.
Otis Redding wrote that song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she did a cover. And they said, Otis, come in here and listen to this. And they played it for him. And they said after it was over, they said, what do you think? He says, well, I think that girl done stole my song. That's what I think.
Well, you know what's crazy is when I was 19, 20, I was in Cabrillo Junior College before I got my football scholarship to SCSU. And I was a bouncer at a club. Yeah, bouncer at a club, right? 19. That was good times. But at the end of the night, Aretha, Ain't No Way, would close the night out every night. Yeah. And there's a version of Ain't No Way. Every time I hear it, I get chills. It's that good.
It can make you cry if you're not.
It's so good. I love Aretha.
It's a terrific song. Yeah, I think it's from a Broadway show. The one that Eddie Murphy did the movie in. What was that called? Dreamgirls.
Oh, Dreamgirls.
I think it's
that's
from
a great
Dreamgirls.
movie, too.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
410-583-10570. The Orioles getting ready to take the field down in Sarasota exhibition game number 2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And just getting ready to get underway. We will keep you abreast of that. Kevin Byrne one time. See, we're used to call Ryan Ripken doing the.
Yep, Ryan's doing a great job.
He is. We're used to doing talking about exhibition games in baseball. And when the Ravens first came here, I said, "Hey, we got an exhibition game coming up." And Kevin said, "We don't play exhibition games in the NFL. We play preseason games." Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And then I used to have to bring out the Vietnam veterans with the flag, and we had a big debate over that. He said it's Vietnam. My father was over there. He says Vietnam.
Okay.
So we went for years.
All above my pay grade. I won't even argue. Hey, real quickly, though, you know what's interesting? I'm a big World Baseball Classic fan.
Me too.
I think I talked about it. Yeah. And I can't wait to see Paul Skeens do his thing. That big fella from, I'm not, obviously I don't watch a lot of Pittsburgh games, but when he's throwing against the Giants, obviously I must watch TV for me. So
Skeens, it's sad. The Pirates can't hate on to him. They don't have that kind of money.
CBA, I'm telling you. We won't get into it today, but I put my CBA baseball hat on the other day, and I have a whole scenario on that, but we'll save that for another time.
All right. Let's get back to what we were talking about. And you talked about affording Linderbaum, and you said they could clear $70 million if everything goes right. Well, Linderbaum, you said, what, 20?
Yeah, 20. And you probably you can get him for 20, for 4 years, $80 million, and probably about a $10 million cap hit on the first year of the deal. Yeah, so, and then, there's some other guys internally that need to be re-signed too. You know what I mean? Like, you definitely want to bring back Draymond Jones, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I love him. I think he's really versatile.
And he helped.
And
when he got here.
He popped, right?
Yeah.
And some people said that, he kind of disappeared later. No, he didn't disappear. Not if you were watching.
He was making plays.
He was allowing other people to eat.
What about Kohler?
Absolutely bring back Kohler. The thing about Kohler is that I've heard different ranges. So in my analysis here, I have him somewhere, like 3 years, $16 million. I've heard 3 years, $21, $22 million. Remember Oliver was here with the Ravens, a tight end. He went to Minnesota, got like 3 years, $22 million. He might be better than him. So, we just don't know how free agency is going to go. No. But I think Kohler needs to come back. So my alternate reality use case for Kohler is if he doesn't come back. Now Kohler's gone. Look, Isaiah Likely's gone. I'm sorry to say it.
He's definitely
gone. And there's a lot that goes into that. We can go down that rabbit hole.
Well, he wants to go be a number one somewhere.
He does. He wants to be a number one.
And you can't blame him for that.
He wants to get paid at the top of the market.
Right.
He'll probably get 3 years, $45 million from New England, right? But that's way above us.
Yeah.
If you lose both gentlemen, you go get David Njoku, in my opinion. David Njoku is a dog, and he can play ball. You can probably get him for 2 years, 16 or 17 million.
2 years, 16.
I think so.
I'll
maybe
do that
18.
Deal.
Yeah, but
even at 18, it's
he
a
could
bargain.
be a Raven, and he would put that Raven cape on like it was meant to fit him his whole life.
Listen, Ravens fans have been looking at him twice a year for the last 4 years, I think it is. You don't have to tell any Ravens fan about it.
Do you know what that man does when he comes here? He comes out here when it's 20 degrees, 25 degrees, no shirt on, purposefully running around that field catching football so people can just see his physique.
Yeah.
Greek God. I mean, that's how he's built, you know. He is Nigerian, and Nigerians, you know how we do. Anyway, I digress. But my point is that we got to bring back Linderbaum for sure. Draymond Jones. I think Draymond's probably going to be 2 years, 20, 3 years, 30. I think he's going to get $10 million a year. That's how good I think he is. Yeah. His cap hit can be around $8.5 million. Mm-hmm. Awuzie, you have to bring back. Number 14 rated corner in all of the NFL and PFF. Our best corner last year across the board. Played his ass off. He was healthy for the most part. He had the issue with the netting on the ground. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's at the end of a play and he falls down in the end. Not even his fault. So I think he missed a couple games because of that, right? You got to, obviously, Sam Stout, they're going to pay him. He'll probably be a $3 million cap hit. And you got to bring back Tyler Huntley, in my opinion, as the backup. So at that point, once you bring back these guys, Linderbaum, Jones, Awuzie, Kohler, Stout, Huntley, we're talking about $42 million remaining still in the universe with this cap space that I created. And I'm not saying they're going to do all that stuff, but this is
a lot with $43 million.
Man, Mike Evans, right? Mafe from Seattle. You can sign him. Because my overall strategy is that you have you have 4 players that you're going to bring in, 2 through the first and second pick of the draft, and then 2 free agents that are going to be your higher price free agents. One's going to be an offensive lineman, in my opinion.
Going to have to be.
One's going to be a defensive line player, edge player, and then you're going to draft a lineman and an edge player. Look, Ronnie Stanley's not getting any younger, right?
No. Oh, no.
And we don't know what's going to happen with these guards, right? I think Emory Jones Jr. is going to be a starter in this league. I believe in him 100%. But I think you fortify the trenches and then you let everything else go where it goes from there. But in my opinion, 4 players, 2 on offense, 2 on defense in the trenches. Let's go.
That's pretty much the whole thing I came up with. I mean, people are thinking, boy, they got to hit the draft hard. The fact of the matter is you're not drafting 3 starting offensive linemen. You're not. You're probably not even going to draft a pass rusher. These are free agent positions. Let me ask you this. Trade market. I think you never really close the door on that. Do they have tradable pieces? Or the Ravens?
I mean...
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, I don't think so. Either contracts inhibit it, or value is depressed due to last year's play.
And Eric's not going to trade draft picks.
Yeah, no, but this might be the year where he does.
Really?
Like I do think that because it got predictable because I think John was here and John had a certain way of doing business, and the Ravens are still going to be the Ravens, but this is going to be Ravens 2.0 with tech enhancements.
New age is what he said the other day.
I just think that this younger group of men that they've got put in place, Eric wants them to succeed, right? Steve wants them to succeed. So I think don't be surprised if they do things a little bit differently. If there's a guy that you really want, whether it's a free agent or a player in the draft, and you can package some things to make sure that you get the guy that you want, go do it. This is the year to do it.
Max Crosby's name came up.
Yeah, I was going to go there, but
well, no, we can go there right now because I read this yesterday that the Raiders reportedly want 2 number 1s and a premium player.
Not happening.
DeCosta's not even taking that call.
That's not happening. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
No doubt. And you could probably get a number 1 and maybe a player, but you're not going to get 2 in a player. I don't think so. But I don't even think he's leaving Las Vegas.
The other talk is they might trade that number 1.
That's not happening either.
No?
No. Mendoza, to me, is Andrew Luck. I think he's that good. He's a little awkward, but Andrew was a little awkward.
I see a little Flacco in him.
Yeah. He's way more athletic than Joe.
Okay.
Not sure if his arm is the same as Joe's, but he's a way better athlete than Joe. And look, Joe's a decent athlete. I think he's underrated as an athlete, but Fernando Mendoza to me looks a little more athletic, a little more flexible. He can run the ball. You can run zone read. You can run QB draw. You never did that with Joe in his prime.
No.
But I think Joe is underrated. Like if you look at where Joe is now, the longevity of Joe, the success of Joe, I don't know if he'll ever hit Joe's success as a team because he's playing for the Raiders.
Yeah.
But I'm reluctant to compare people to Joe because I think Joe is so underrated, and I'm a Raven, so I'm biased a little bit. I can account for my bias.
He's going to screw around and go to the Hall of Fame.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want people to think I was crazy.
I mean, George Bland is in the Hall of Fame, and Joe would go in for the same reason. He just kept coming, because Joe's career with the Ravens was a good career. He got a ring and everything, but he won the Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a Super Bowl MVP.
He was.
And he took the Ravens to the AFC Championship game as a rookie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The other thing about Joe that I think that people underestimate is his competitiveness. He's a dog. Now, he's not like a super outward loud. Joe's kind of an introvert and Lamar's kind of an introvert. There was a recent top 100 quarterbacks to ever play. Joe made that list.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He was in the 70s. I think he should probably be, lower on the list, but higher in regard to...
Well, if he plays 10 more years, he
might play 10 more years. He told Dennis Pitta that he's going to keep playing as long as he can. So
I knew he was a legitimate 6'6" when I was at the front door of the complex when the limo came up delivering him, and Chad Steele was out there to meet him. Chad's pretty tall,
Chad
right?
is tall.
Chad was looking up at Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Chad's probably 6'4".
I think Chad's probably 6'5".
You think so? Okay.
He's a tall guy, but he was definitely looking up at Flacco. That was man.
And real quickly before we move on, in regard to available guards, like like Joe Bitonio is available. Yeah. John Simpson, former Ravens, also available. You can get a really good veteran guard, $6-7 million. Yeah. Guess who's available too? Zeitler.
Oh, I'd bring him back.
Zeitler's available.
I'd bring him back now.
So you could bring him back. There are guys that can fill and plug holes right now. And not only are you setting up for success for this year, but you're also not mortgaging the future. And you have young guys that you draft that can be available for when these guys start to age out a little bit. And so,
and within the very non-distant future, they're going to have to think left tackle.
You're kind of saying what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
He's basically playing on one leg.
I mean, but he's been playing well, and he's recovered from it. So I'm just not ready to give up on him yet.
Right.
But we have to start thinking about it, and that's why maybe you draft the best offensive lineman available with the idea that maybe that lineman plays as a guard first, but in reality he's a tackle.
That's what J.O. did.
Yep, exactly. So we can see what happens. But also too, like I know that there's one guy that I think we should really consider with the Ravens. He would probably cost you 2 years, $10 million. $5 million cap hit. It's Leo Chenal from Kansas City, the linebacker, inside linebacker.
Yeah.
So Simpson's a free agent, right? And Buchanan's coming off a massive knee injury, right? If you put him next to Roquan, like sneaky, good, dependable, really solid linebacker, Leo Chenal's caused some problems for some people. Yeah. I really like him as a free agent. I have him on my list of guys that I would consider bringing in.
Well, look what Roquan did to Patrick Queen. Look how much he helped him, and got Queen paid.
Yeah.
Queen's not the same player in Pittsburgh that he was here.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Queen situation. I think Patrick's a really good player, and I think he's done well in Pittsburgh. But obviously, he hasn't reached what he did with that 2023 defense with Roquan.
Right.
But also that supporting cast, that Ravens 23 defense was really outstanding.
The team, that was a Super Bowl caliber.
Yeah, it
team.
was. Let's not talk about old stuff.
No, let's not. And in fact, coming up, if you want to talk, give us a call, 410-583-1057, 410-583-1057. Phones are open. Next segment, we got Tom and Rising Sun on deck. Give me a call.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotabaltimore.com.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Just a few more things and we should be good.
These are a lot of groceries. Are we getting snowed in again?
No, just getting enough stuff to watch all the winter events. Don't want to miss any chance to support our athletes.
Do you plan on feeding them too?
Besides, I'm getting cash back on all this with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants.
You get cash back just from things you regularly buy?
Yep, and right now they have a $10 bonus when you shop at Giant.
All right. I'm getting Upside, and maybe another grocery cart we can fill up.
Earn real cash back on your regular shopping. Download the Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 to get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. That's promo code CHARM01 to get a $10 bonus. Use promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-885-8877. 800-885-8877. Again, that's 800-885-8877.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all. Because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep. Now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 442 Unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
You might have been down to Hotlanta when the peaches were ripe. You might have been to Memphis on a Saturday night. You might have partied down in Wildwood up along the Jersey Shore. But you ain't done nothing till you boogie-woogie Baltimore.
How about that? Charlie Daniels Band. I did a show on Saturdays in this very time slot with Aaron Wilson. Do you remember Aaron?
I do.
For like 4 or 5 years, and we would always open the second hour of the show with that song. And I got a letter from his record label. Thank you for the airplay. So, hey, you're welcome. Why not? 410-583-1057. Tom and Rising Sun, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Doing all right, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Well, listen, I want to explain something to you. As far as the salary cap goes in baseball, you're never going to see it unless you lock out the players, and that's the only way you're going to do it. And you have to break the union, because you'll never see a salary cap in baseball as long as there is baseball, as far as my opinion is. And do you agree with me, Bruce?
Ordinarily, I would, but the owners are serious this time.
Yeah, Tom, right? Tom, that's your name? Sir?
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, you and I can make a bet. There's going to be a salary cap, and players might get locked out. We're talking about billionaires debating with millionaires. It's going to happen. And to be honest, it's going to be better for the players in the long run. I've done a massive deep dive on all the economics of it. They can do exactly what the NFL has done. And actually, the players at the bottom of the totem pole will make more money. There'll be more money in baseball if they do a salary cap and they actually get rid of arbitration. The players will get something too. It won't just be a one-sided thing. Really broken it down, Tom. So I'll take that bet with you, sir. $100 bet. You and I reach out to me.
No.
No?
I have it 100 penny. I have it 100 penny. Listen. But you have the Dodgers. You got about 4 teams in the major leagues that they're not going to want to go for that. But I just think I would love to see a salary cap in baseball, because then everybody's on an even playing field.
It keeps everybody competitive, Tom. That's a big difference in the NFL and baseball. In the NFL, at the beginning of the season, just about everybody's a contender.
But the owners actually want it. The 4 teams that spend the most money, there's still 30 teams. They all have a say in a vote. Right. Like, they're not going to. The Dodgers and the Yankees are making the most money. Like, I understand that, and I understand the Mets are going to spend the most money. I get that, but when you really look at what's stopping the salary cap, it's actually the players. It's the MLBPA. It's not the owners. The owners are going to be fine with the salary cap because money's predictable. If the revenue share goes up to where it needs to, from 46.7 to 48.8%, you get rid of arbitration. You do all these other things to make sure that the floor for the lowest paid players is higher. I promise you, if they can get away from this idea that cap bad, no cap good concept, it's going to work for everybody. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, plus you have to remember the salary cap will also be based on the teams that want to score the best or have the best possible run to the World Series, and they're just going to want to do the best they can and hire the best players they can, and you can only do that
absolutely
so far with a salary cap.
All right, Tom. All right, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate you.
up until very recently, I would have agreed with him. But I'm feeling the momentum going in the salary cap direction. And, the players' union in baseball is the most powerful in all.
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you remember when the Ravens won the World Series the last time and they had to open on the road?
Yeah.
Well, the Orioles and the team they were playing agreed to play at 11 a.m. Block the game.
MLBPA.
Baseball players.
Yeah, I remember that vividly.
Well, they had a Steelworkers Union attorney that set it up, and Steelworkers Union, they're not afraid of anybody back in those days.
So and I know that you never know where the show is going to go, but your boy was prepared, and so
I'm shocked.
This is the thing, right? Like right now, there's a soft cap. And there's a luxury tax, and it's $244 million.
Right.
But if you actually had a hard cap, every team would have to spend $200 million, and you'd have a floor of $180 million. I'm using the NFL model for baseball. But let me tell you what happens with baseball players, right? Player control goes from 6 years to 4 years, right? Arbitration years 3 through 6 completely eliminated. The revenue share goes, and I said it just a minute ago off the top of my head, it goes from 46 to 47% up to 48.8%. Minimum salary goes from $800,000 to $1.25 million. If Major League Baseball, the PA, cares about its players, why would you not want guys to hit free agency earlier? Why would you not want revenue? Why would the owners not want to revenue pool and revenue share? It'll take the lowest franchise, and I'm just going to throw a number out there. It'll make it, if it's worth $1 billion, it'll be worth 1.5 or 2 billion.
Easily.
Just because of the sharing of revenue. It's more predictable.
Let me ask you this. At the end of this season, the owners are almost certainly going to lock the players out. What does that do for contracts? Like if they go on strike, you're just forfeiting that year of the contract as a player, right? But if they lock you out, what happens to that contract year?
Yeah, see that's above my pay grade. I got some work to do, don't I? Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out for you.
I stumped you. Wow,
yeah, you did stump me. You did.
Mark it down, Aaron.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though is that the salaries that are already in play, right? You're going to have to give teams a bit of time to get compliant.
Oh, sure.
Right? Yeah. So that there's going to have to be some dance moves around that for sure. Like some of these deals, like Shohei's deal and other people's deals. Like, I mean, we're talking astronomical dollars.
You might even have to grandfather some of those.
And you know what you can do is you can say, hey, look, these deals here are going to get paid.
Yeah.
But going forward, they'll have to find some way to count some portion of those agreements to the cap. But you have the Dodgers spending some ridiculous amount of money. You give them time to get compliant, and then guess what ends up happening? Their spend comes down, Tampa's spend goes up. There's going to be more teams being able to spend more money on more players. Why would you not want that?
In a more competitive league.
And isn't that what we want, though?
That's what the NFL is so popular. Let's go to Jonathan in Essex. Jonathan, what's up?
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
How's it going?
All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to the Ravens. I know a couple of things, kind of a little controversial this week about what Declan Doyle was saying about the Ravens, about Lamar.
Yeah.
And I do take it I looked at it as a shot taken. I think he's kind of coming in the wrong way. Lamar doesn't need anybody to kiss us. You know what? Lamar needs somebody to get better. You're talking about going into next year, a 9-year veteran, a 2-time MVP, should have been 3-time, a first-team All-Pro, and you're talking about how I can get better with his footwork, how he can get better. Nah, he's got to be a little bit more mature in what he says about Lamar and what he says about the team. Lamar is not – the offensive line needs to be worked. In their blocking, downfield blocking, the receivers need working on their field. Lamar's not in that category. Well, Lamar needs somebody to challenge him, to get him to the next level. You think they're still talking about Joe Burrow's feet? You still think they're talking about Josh Allen's feet? These guys, he's done things that these guys hadn't even accomplished yet.
That's a
good
point.
I think he's going at it the wrong way.
All right, Jonathan, thanks. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to the whole press conference, and I didn't hear a shot fired at all. And I heard Ocho and Shannon talking about it. I've heard, everyone talking about it. I just didn't get that sense. I thought he was speaking more generally and broadly.
He was.
And he was talking about how that even Lamar is great. And he said these words, even as great as Lamar is, like everyone can get better. Mm-hmm. And they talked about OTAs, and he's like, yeah, we expect everyone to be here, but it's voluntary. But it's a new offense. Lamar has never missed OTAs with a new offensive coordinator.
Well, not only that, but there are optics involved. With a new staff, you need your quarterback on the field.
I don't think Lamar cares about optics. I think Lamar cares about what's right and wrong, and what's right is that he should be there, and he will be there. But what's interesting to me is that it started as a national story, but now I've heard more people locally. And I say, and I don't know if the last person that called in actually saw the interview, but I did not. I saw it. I think it's a non-story. They're creating smoke where no smoke exists. I think he was speaking off the cuff. Some of it was directed at Lamar. Some of it was more 30,000 feet high.
I agree.
So no issue.
One other factor, brand new coordinator, probably hadn't had that much time at the podium.
Yeah, I mean,
you're kind of nervous up there.
I think he's well spoken. I thought he was actually calm, cool, and collected. I've heard him speak. He was, he's had numerous interviews now. He did the Ravens internal podcast. He's done a bunch of different stuff. And Declan made some really good points. People thought I was the youngest. I was too young for every job that I've ever had. And I know this for a fact. Players do not care how old you are if you can get them better and make them better and help them win. And let me tell you guys a quick story. There's a guy named Mike McDaniel, and I played for Mike McDaniel. He was 23 or 24. I was probably 31 or 32, running back. And I forgot how old he was the minute he started talking. Mm-hmm. And I've lived this. I've had the only time in my life I had a coach younger than me, and he was outstanding. And look at where he is now. That's the example that I give. Yeah. So, youth has its upside, but I think that there's an assumption that there's a downside. But we're talking about football. We're not talking about rocket science here. We're not talking about doing something. We're not running a government. Not being governor of a state or a Senate seat. Right. My point is that I think Declan did his best to toe the line and speak very transparently. But still, even with that, I still think people heard what they wanted to hear more than what he actually intended to say. And I'm always going to go on the side of intent.
I know you will. We'll talk a little bit more about that developing relationship coming up. We'll also go back to the phones. We got Mike and Trey online. If you want to call in, please do. 410-583-1057.
Baseball is back. Follow 105.7 The Fan for season-long coverage. Big hits, walk-off wins.
Say goodbye to this ball!
Where rookies make their mark and legends add to the story.
This is the greatest place to play.
We'll cover the swings, misses, and everything in between. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on the Fan's YouTube channel weekdays 6 till 6. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Do you know a Maryland High School lacrosse player who demonstrates excellent leadership qualities in the classroom, community, and on the field? Help us recognize them as a PNC Achiever. Log on to PNCAchieversBaltimore.com to nominate the outstanding student athlete in your life.
Hey, it's Rob Long, and listen, I don't hype places unless they're legit. You've got to check out Elephant in the Room in Millersville, locally owned, veteran-owned, Southern-inspired food with a Maryland twist, done at a high level. Short rib sliders, prime cheeseburgers, bourbon glazed pork chops, craft drinks, great vibe, big game energy. Elephant in the Room, now open on Veteran Highway in Millersville. Tell them Rob Long sent you. EatDrinkElephant.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cybersecurity must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile for a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
The Pennsylvania RV Super Show is back. It's the big 4-day show at the Farm Show Complex and Expo Center. See all the latest and greatest in motorized and towable RVs. Save thousands with factor rebates and special show financing. Multiple dealers, celebrity seminars. See the all-star stunt dogs. Even Spider-Man will be there. Tailgating or traveling, there's an RV for you. Thursday, February 26th through Sunday, March 1st at the Farm Show Complex and Expo Center. That's RVSupershows.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo,
VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
A heat wave is not what we're having because we're going to get snow tomorrow. Femi, you're from California.
Yes, sir.
You can't be, you got to be appalled by the last month.
I mean, what's interesting is my mom is Irish Catholic and my dad's Nigerian, right? So not too many Irish Catholic Nigerians roaming the planet, but
Barack Obama.
Well, I think German, I believe, and Kenyan.
She's not Irish?
I think Kenyan and German.
Okay.
But you're right, though. Like the mechanics are very similar. And then my brother Brendan, of course.
Right.
But we were actually born in Chicago. So we
gets
had a
cold
couple.
there.
Yeah, it gets cold. And then remember, I played in Minnesota and I played in Chicago as well. So I hate the cold, I hate the snow, and I hate the rain. And that might be the Californian in me.
Now,
I became me in California for sure.
When you wake up tomorrow, if you look out your window, any snow you see will have laid there for an entire month. That's how long ago that storm was. It was a month ago tomorrow.
That's a good point. Yep. Well, you know what? Downtown, a lot of it's pretty much gone now.
It's gone just about everywhere. In fact, all you see now is the plow piles. But
the biggest issue for me was that black ice. I almost busted my you-know-what numerous times just trying to walk to Starbucks or walk to the gym. It was not fun. I hated it. And then I thought about you. And I thought about you taking out the trash. And I was like, that could be worse.
I had like an 8-foot icicle on one of my downspouts, and I couldn't get to it because the snow was too. And finally, the winds came and blew it down, and now I got to go get a new downspout. And the insurance guy will say, no, if it's not over $1,500, forget it. So I got to go do it myself, and I'm pissed, and I'm out. Let's go to Mike in Newmarket. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Bruce?
Doing all right. Say hello to Femi.
Good. Hello, Femi.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
I just want what you think about the Ravens re-signing Mark Andrews, but they have not re-signed Charlie Kohler or Isaiah Likely. And then, if you don't mind, what do you think it would take to get Max Crosby, or should we just try?
Well, let me answer the second part, and then I'll give Femi the first part. The Raiders have already said they want 2 number ones and a premium player for Max Crosby. That's a little too expensive, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Would you guys do that?
No, I would not do that.
Now, you got the first half, Femi.
Yeah, I mean, so the Isaiah Likely thing is interesting. Remember during the offseason, and maybe you don't know this, but I do know this. They tried to offer him a deal during the season last year, and he declined the deal. My guess is that deal is somewhere around what Mark Andrews ended up signing for, or maybe slightly north of that, maybe not. But the truth of the matter is that Isaiah doesn't want to be under the thumb of Mark Andrews. And I guess the question would be, if you're the Ravens, is did Isaiah ask the question, if I sign this deal, does that mean that I'm the number one tight end, I get to be the starter, and we get to see me at my full superpowers? Did they agree to that, which means that Mark probably isn't signed? So the question is, I don't know the answer to that, but the outcome is that the money wasn't enough, so Isaiah didn't sign. So I think Isaiah's gone. Isaiah made it pretty clear on John Gruden's podcast that he wants to be somewhere where he's going to be featured and he's going to get paid. And I understand. And sometimes, these things happen. Like, as badly as we as fans want him back, the economics of it and the opportunity for him as a player is just not going to work out. In regard to Kolar, I think that they're going to see what he's offered and probably either counter it or let him walk. The counter to that counter, if he leaves, to me, is David Njoku. That's what I've been saying. Yeah. I would love to have David Njoku. But first, I would try to sign Charlie Kolar, assuming, once again, that Isaiah likely is as good as gone. You had another question. What was your other question about? Was there another question about free agency?
I got it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Is that it?
Mike, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Trey at Owings Mills. Trey, what's going on?
Hey, guys, I got two quick questions for you guys, and I'm going to let you guys talk. So the first one, hello, Femi. What do you think about, as far as the lockout for the MLB, a luxury tax that's more, I want to say, severe? So, like, say if the team like the Dodgers, right, they go way over, the penalties will be a lot higher, and then the money that they pay into that luxury tax will go into the division. So, like, the other teams will get part of that money to use for whatever reasons. That would kind of like make it balanced, and also, keep the Dodgers from going too overboard, because then they'd be stressing the division. And then two, the second question is actually about Maryland football. We're in the DMV. Why don't we have the same capabilities as Indiana? We have more TV.
All right, let me stop, Trey. Let me stop you right there. With Indiana. Indiana was an outlier. Curt Cignetti, the coach, is a genius. He was at James Madison. He took them Division I. And took them, and now, they're one of the better D1 programs in the country. He understands the rules. When he took the Indiana job, he took 27 players with him from James Madison, which was a pretty good team anyway. Then he loaded up the rest of the roster with transfers and the portal. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? I think we lost him.
Is he gone? Okay. Well, let me answer his baseball question.
Go ahead.
This idea of increasing the luxury tax, you're just kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
You need to destroy the whole system and start from scratch.
At some point, you're going to have teams, i.e. the Dodgers, whose luxury cap violation is going to be bigger than their payroll.
Well, the thing is, they keep winning World Series, right? So World Series, is that a phrase?
No,
I'm going to need someone. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you keep winning multiple World Series, and you just keep making more money. And free agents want to go there, and they keep getting paid. You're just making the giant more giant. You're not actually addressing the underlying systemic issue, which is a lack of revenue sharing. Teams at the bottom don't want to spend money, so they just tread water. The teams at the top don't mind being at the top. They like the predictability of the idea that they're going to win. But owners across the board in general want there to be a salary cap, and everyone is going to thrive if the MLBPA can get it out of their mind that the word cap is bad and understands that everyone gets to eat with a cap, and there will be a larger amount of money from the total revenue will go from 46.45% to probably around 48 or 49%. So it'll work out for everybody in the long run. And I know that that's a lot to wrap your head around, but the idea of increasing the luxury tax actually solving the problem for me is a non-starter.
Let's go to Keith at Owings Mills. Keith, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations on the new show. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
March the 7th?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, March 7th.
Okay, cool. I'm going to be listening as always. But I had a question about the Ravens. What do you think about bringing in Wyatt Teller from the Browns, Femi? And also, I like that Njoku move that you said as well.
All right, Keith, thanks.
Yeah, no, I like Wyatt Teller. I said Bitonio, but Wyatt Teller, Bitonio, like a lot of those linemen from Cleveland, some of those guys are really good, and they're going to hit the market. They like, look, we spent our time here, and I don't mean to be pejorative or say anything bad about Cleveland. I like Coach Monken, but hey, you got some things you got to figure out over there. But you guys got some pieces that we could use over here.
Yeah.
And Njoku's one of them. Teller's one of them. Yeah. Bitonio is one of them. Hey, I'm here for it. So I like that idea. I think Teller is a very insightful concept concept of having him come play offensive line here for the Ravens.
So Njoku would go out in warm-ups without his shirt
on,
to intimidate people.
Yes, sir. I think it worked a little bit.
Yeah,
at least the fans liked it. You know what I mean? But players, we don't care. We know that you can look like it. You look. NFL players in general, there's some guys that are super fit. Now, the linemen aren't always the most fit guys. We recognize that. But there are some guys that, and you know what? I don't necessarily think that some of the things we do, it's more for internal strength and intestinal fortitude. It's more about this is what I do to get ready. Yeah. And if it works psychologically, great.
Absolutely.
But most guys were like, okay, bro, go ahead, do your thing. We don't care about that.
Me, I'm putting on 9 shirts before I walk out there. I lived in Alaska, and I don't like the cold. Hey, real quick, before we go any further, big day of lacrosse, a big game going on right now. Princeton leading Maryland 12-9. Maryland has already got a loss on the year, a second loss. I won't say it'll be devastating, but it certainly ain't going to help anything. But that's where it is right now. Princeton 12, Maryland 9. Before I got to Baltimore, I never even seen a lacrosse game.
Yeah, me either. Me neither.
My high school has a team now. But when I first started watching lacrosse, I'm thinking like everyone does. It's like a version of hockey. But the more lacrosse you watch, it's really basketball. They're setting picks, they're cutting and driving. The point guard's behind the net. It's basketball.
Well, it's more physical than people would probably think
Very
as well.
Much so, yeah.
When I came back in 2014, so my kids went to McDonough, and my kids went to Calvert School for elementary school, and my daughter played field hockey.
Oh, man.
And yeah. Imagine 7, 8, 9-year-old girls playing field hockey. I'd never seen it before. And she actually enjoyed it, which was cool. And that's all. At the end of the day, all jokes aside, I was happy that she was playing a sport. My daughter's really artsy.
Yeah.
And so imagine that first game being 8 and 9-year-old girls. And that was what I was introduced to. So I'll let you take it. I'll let your imagination run.
Nobody knows the rules for field hockey. Even coaches say, hey, I don't know. But there's a reason in high school that girls only play field hockey. Can you imagine high school boys out there with that wooden club in their hand? Can you imagine there'd be all kinds of arrests and deaths and lawsuits?
No bueno.
All right, coming up, last segment, we might take another call or two. Femi's got a little bit more he wants to say. We're going to wrap this thing up. I want to remind you, no Mike Popovic show today, but we're leading right into Mike as he does Maryland basketball pregame. The Terps taking on Washington at 3. So lock it in right here on 105.7 The Fan.
Every day, complete coverage of Orioles spring training with Ryan Ripken, Steve Molesky, and the entire Fan lineup as we gear up for opening day, March 26th, live from Pickles Pub against the Minnesota Twins. Baseball is back, and it's on 105.7 The Fan.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code BALT and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays, live betting, and more. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet. And keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up with bonus code BALT and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly. In partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show for the next 2 weeks, and then it becomes Bruce and Femi on March 9th, and we're all very excited as I watch Aaron dance through the glass over there. Pirates lead the Orioles 2-1. We will update you on some details on that. First, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Paul in Owings Mills. Paul, what's going on?
Hi, good to talk to you guys.
Thanks.
You're going to remember the name real quick. I'm drawing a blank, but I read an article not too long ago about the famous left-handed batter who used to be with the Nationals. He's now with the Phillies.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Shane.
And apparently the head of baseball, the commissioner of baseball, visited their locker room in Philadelphia, and he chewed him out and cussed him out and said, "You don't belong here." And it was because he was there to talk about the salary cap.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper, yeah. Two massive contracts, been paid way more than most people in baseball. I just thought, this is just so wrong. I just wanted to get you guys' take on that.
Okay, thanks for the call.
About?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's always been mouthy.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bryce Harper.
I do
a lot,
too. But he didn't go to high school. His dad pulled him out of high school at age 15 to start working on baseball, and then by the time
I think he was playing junior college baseball as like a 15 or 16-year-old,
something like that. Yeah. But I'm saying I don't think he ever developed any social skills. The problem with baseball and baseball players. Do you know any baseball players?
Oh, I know a ton.
Okay, well, of all the major sports, they tend to have the most hard to get along with people, baseball. And I'm going to tell you why. What's the first sport most boys play? Baseball, right? If you've got major league ability, some of it's going to be, apparent even at that age. So they get put on a pedestal at that age, and they get used to that pedestal.
So let me give you my experience of
I know you played baseball.
Yeah, I did play baseball. I played college and high school baseball. And Pat Burrell and I grew up in Santa Cruz County together. So there was a time period when he was playing for the Phillies before he was in the front office for the Giants, and he'd come to San Diego and play. I would hang out with him and Shane Victorino and a bunch of other guys, and we'd go out and hang out. They're friends with Bryce Harper too, obviously. And so I've been watching Bryce. I mean, obviously Bryce is a lot younger, but everyone knew who he was for a really long time. Everyone that's ever played with Bryce Harper loves him. Okay. And I know that he has the, clown question, bro thing. He was super young when that happened.
19.
So I get it.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
But I think that's put this lens on him that's, from media to player has never really been good. But what I care about is not who you are at your worst moment. What I care about is who you are on a day-to-day basis. And when I look at the different folks that know him on a personal level, his teammates always love him. The people that have coached him love him. So, we talked about this off air before, right? Like, let's not judge people on their worst moment that's been visible, right? So I think Bryce is kind of a victim of that. Now, this incident with, the commissioner, was it the commissioner? Is that who it was? Yeah. So I don't know enough about that to expand on it, and I'm going to stay away from it for now. But Bruce, you know what I do? I'm going to write it down. I'm going to go study it, and then I'll have an opinion later.
This is why you're good.
You know me. I'm never going to talk about stuff that I don't know something about. And you know how I feel when people talk about stuff they don't know stuff about.
Well, you know what I'm going to do when I go home? Nothing.
I was going to be like, crack a beer, or like glass of wine. Like, what are we doing?
A little early for a beer. See, if I drink a beer at 2:20, then I'm going to be asleep at 5:30.
Yeah, I gave up beer a while ago. I'm a Napa, Northern California cab drinker. That's what I am. I love wines. My girlfriend loves champagne. So whenever I can actually go wine tasting and learn, and this is true, I'm not saying this just because it sounds good. I love to learn about vineyards and varietals and grapes and the sun and the soil and all the different things about it. You can learn and consume.
We have some great ones to the west.
I've been.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been. So I've had wine in Virginia. I've had wine obviously in Maryland. I'm from California, so it's not the same.
So this is in the air.
It is. I'm a little bit.
But then again, you don't buy crab cakes in California, do you?
Well, you don't think I don't eat crab cakes, so I don't worry about that.
Well, I'm trying to make a point.
I hear you. No, I hear you.
So 2 weeks from today, we start the new show. And it's going to be very similar to what you're hearing here today. In fact, today's kind of a test run for what it's going to sound like.
Haven't I been in here like the last couple of weeks, though? Haven't we been test running for a bit here?
But see, now we know what we're test running for.
For sure.
And it went well, and I hope all of you enjoyed it. Aaron was over there bopping. Aaron, what do you think? Is this going to work? No, the audience can't see that, Aaron. She's nodding.
Yeah, see, and just for your guys, is for the audience out there. I already said, hey, Aaron, when I call you out, are you going to get on the mic? Or are you going to actually talk and like drop some bars for us? Aaron, just say hi to the people. Aaron,
can you even hear me? Yes, I think it's going to go great, and I think you're fantastic.
Thank you, Aaron. I really appreciate it.
All the girls like Femi.
She's so kind to me.
So, again, we'll be back next week at the regular time, and then 2 weeks from today, we begin the new venture. Stay tuned for Mike Popovic. He's going to have a Maryland pregame show starting at 2 p.m. The Terps play Washington at 3 as they play out the string on this disappointing season. And Femi in football, they got to get something figured out. The Big Ten ain't going to get any easier. They got to figure out how to win.
I'm a Coach Locke's fan.
I am too.
Everyone speaks really highly of him, and I was paying attention earlier in the season. They started out really well, but I just saw them keep collapsing as the season went on, late in games, below leads and things like that. And so, I'm cheering for him. I'm pulling for him. Man, you know what, Bruce? Maybe you can introduce me to Coach Locke. I'd love to.
I can do that.
Yeah, I've never met him before.
The thing is, the Big Ten is the Big Ten.
It's tough.
And it's tough in football, and then when your basketball is struggling the way their basketball is struggling. See, when they join a Big Ten, what I told everybody is that they should use Indiana as their model. Now, this is a dated statement, but I'm going to say do what you can in football and be really good in basketball. That was always Indiana's footprint. And I said Maryland should follow the same footprint. A lot of people say they shouldn't have left the SEC. Well, they get $100 million a year from the Big Ten. You can't say no to that. And Maryland was to the point where they were dropping sports. Dropping individual sports. So, it was a good move financially. And then the Big Ten, the reason they added Maryland and Rutgers is they wanted the TV markets. Do you realize the Big Ten controls 6 of the top 7 TV markets now?
No, I didn't realize that.
New York, Rutgers.
L.A.,
and then Chicago, Northwestern. We can keep going down.
I bet if I thought about it, I could have figured it out. But when you kind of put
Philadelphia,
the revenue,
Penn State,
and I mean it's a coast to coast conference now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm old school Pac-10. My brother played at UCLA when they were the Pac-10, and I love the Pac-12.
I love the Pac-10,
and obviously I'm a Mountain West guy too, right?
Sure.
So I love all the West Coast stuff. But it blows my mind when I see like Oregon and Rutgers. You know what I mean? Like it's just so odd to me.
Maryland's playing Washington today.
Yeah, it's. But I like it though. Actually, I mean, hey,
I don't dislike it, but I wonder why they weren't able to rebuild some sort of West Coast conference.
Well, they're going to rebuild the Pac-12, and it's going to be like San Diego State, Nevada, and now obviously it's not the same, but I am going to miss those kind of predictable West Coast.
Me too.
What I wanted San Diego State in the Pac-12 with the original configuration, but like that's gone to the wayside now. So let's see what I'm always here for the new stuff. Like I never understand when people say they want less teams in the playoffs. Like why?
More.
Why would that hurts the kids? First of all, like for me, I want those athletes to experience as much pressure as they possibly can in big games. Why eliminate that? You don't got to watch. You don't have to watch it. No one's forcing you.
Hey, add a week or two to the football playoffs.
I love it. I love it. I want more.
You should be playing at that championship game either on the Saturday before the Super Bowl or the Saturday the night before the Super Bowl. Those are both TV wastelands.
Now, what I will agree to is that is the system perfect in regard to how they decide who actually makes those? Okay, that's not perfect, but let's work on that. Yeah. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Because I've said all along when they were talking about doing this that potentially a college football playoff has a chance to be bigger than March Madness because more people like football, right?
Yeah, I mean it does, but I think it's the emotional tug of March Madness, and it's all the games in a row. Like
the
you can
upsets,
actually, because you can actually build a weekend in Vegas around a round of basketball. There's something about the configuration of it that makes it super special.
The first day, or that Thursday and Friday, the first week of the end, that's so the best sports day there is.
Yeah, back before I moved here, my buddies and I, some of my teammates from San Diego State, we were still in our 20s, and I was in the NFL at the time. Even after that, in my mid 30s, we would all meet in Vegas and do a whole weekend. And one of the most fun times I ever had was during March Madness.
Let's see, a group of friends in Vegas. That doesn't sound like that'd be any fun at all.
I got to leave the stories right there. That's about as far down the rabbit hole as I can go.
All right, well, we want to thank Rich Dubroff for being with us and talking some Orioles with you. Femi and I will be along. I mean, we're going forward from here. And so thanks to you for being here. Aaron, good job in there. And as I always say, Baltimore, I love you madly. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm Bruce. We'll talk again next week. See you.
Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
You've probably driven past it 100 times. That's Dar Cars Toyota Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showrooms stacked